Welcome, wanderers and seekers of the inner sun. I greet you as both fellow traveler in Syrian soul, kindred of the heart's highest call. Today, we'll journey into the depths of an age-old mystery. Do we live by karma's invisible hand, or are we truly free to choose? If you are drawn to such soulful explorations, consider subscribing and sharing your voices below. Our fire is kept bright by your presence. Imagine, for a moment, the cosmos as a vast library of experiences, an infinite weave of destinies and dreams. Do our lives unfold beneath the weight of laws written long before we took our first breath, or are we co-authors with spirit, pen in hand, even now? The word karma is often uttered with a sense of inescapable gravity. As you sow, so shall you reap. Yet the great mystics and depth psychologists tell us of choice and awakening, the miracle of a heart that turns midstream toward freedom. Between these poles, a deep truth pulses. Life is not simply a fate to be endured, nor a blank page. Something vaster, subtler, ancient and new, beckons us to ponder. Are we prisoners of unseen causes, or hidden sovereigns of our path? Are the patterns binding us, or are they keys, if known, to our release? Let us sit together with this riddle in the space where spirit and psyche entwine.
Rafael, is karma like a cosmic punishment for our past actions?
Not punishment, dear friend, but rather a balancing force, a profound echo of energy and intention. Karma is not a judge handing out sentences, but a mirror reflecting back the lessons our souls seek. Each action, thought, or feeling leaves an imprint on the fabric of being, patterns that ripple through lives and lifetimes. Even so, the purpose is not retribution, but soul growth. The cosmos, at heart, wishes us to wake, to see ourselves clearly, and ultimately to choose differently when wisdom dawns. Karma can press us, challenge us, but it is love disguised as correction, not wrath.
But if karma shapes my life before I even know it, do I really have free will?
Your question slices to the bone of mystery. Free will exists, but it is not absolute freedom from context. Imagine a river. Karma is the strong current shaping its banks and flow, yet within it, you are the swimmer who can choose the strokes, the pauses, the moments of surrender or effort. Though we inherit patterns from the past, the light of consciousness within us can meet those patterns anew. Each time you recognize a recurring feeling, habit, or fate, and say, "Here I am, and I choose this," you plant a new seed, birthing fresh karma and freedom into the world. Free will is the flame that can, over time, burn through the mist of old causes.
Why do some people seem to suffer so much more than others?
The suffering we see, unequal, often heart-wrenching, is the visible tip of an iceberg many lifetimes deep. Some souls come bearing heavier inheritances, woven from ancestral sorrow, old vows, or collective wounds. Others are here to experience compassion, to heal, or simply to learn fortitude and surrender. Yet suffering is not proof of a flaw or condemnation. Often it is the fertile soil where the greatest awakenings sprout. This is not to romanticize pain, but to honor its mystery. What matters is how we meet suffering, our own and others. Let us respond with kindness and the wish for all beings to be free.
If karma is real, what is the point of effort or self-development?
Effort is sacred, for it is through our conscious engagement with life that karma transforms. We are not passive vessels doomed to repeat old patterns. We are alchemists, apprenticed to spirit. The wheel of karma turns mostly when the lessons go unseen, when habits rule us. But every moment you choose to respond with love instead of fear, understanding instead of judgment, you rewrite the code. Self-development is the work of reclaiming authorship, learning to read the patterns, bow to them, and then enact new choices. The blueprint is not fixed, consciousness edits as we awaken.
Can we remember our karmic past, or is it hidden for a reason?
For most, the veil is drawn to shield us from overwhelming shame, to let us focus on the present incarnation. The unconscious stores these patterns as dreams, impulses, fears, and intuitions. However, sincere inner work, through meditation, deep feeling, dreams, or even Jungian analysis, may reveal glimpses, déjà vu, sudden attractions or repulsions, mystical memories. What is most important is not the factual past, but how its patterns live now. If something calls for your attention, life will find a way to guide you toward it, asking, are you ready to see, to heal, to choose anew?
If suffering is karmic, doesn't that mean we should just accept everything passively?
Acceptance is not the same as resignation or passivity. Spiritual acceptance is the willingness to see what is, to acknowledge the deeper roots of your experience, without blame or self-pity. Then, with eyes open, you are invited to act, to participate in the healing. Karma is not a command to endure forever, it is an invitation to conscious response, to compassion, to courageous change when possible. Passive endurance breeds stagnation, wise acceptance births transformation. The dance is dynamic: witness, accept, respond, and grow.
Can love cancel out bad karma?
Love is the most potent alchemical force in the cosmos. While karma as cause and effect operates, love alone has the power to dissolve, to transmute wounds into blessings. When you meet pain or injury, in yourself or another, with honest, spacious love, free of judgment, you unwind the knot. This is the secret of saints and sages: love does not erase the past, but rewrites its consequences, often in ways unseen. Grace, pure, unconditional love can, at times, override the old pattern, gifting you with unexpected freedom. But it must be lived, not just hoped for.
Why do I keep repeating the same mistakes even when I want to change?
Repetition is the hallmark of karma at work. Patterns ingrained in psyche and spirit are often stronger than fleeting desires. Change rarely comes through will alone, but through deep seeing and feeling. Whenever you notice an old mistake arising, do not rush to judgment or try to force change. Pause, witness the feeling, trace its root gently. Where did it first bloom? Whose voice does it echo? With compassion, the knot loosens. Sometimes, the soul needs to fully understand and embrace the lesson before truly moving on. Patience, self-kindness, and honest reflection open the path to lasting transformation.
Does forgiving others affect my karma?
Forgiveness is liberation, both for the forgiver and the forgiven. When you truly forgive, you cease expending psychic energy binding yourself and another to an old injury. This does not mean excusing harm, but releasing the hold of resentment or the wish for vengeance. By forgiving, you interrupt the karmic chain, freeing your own heart and often opening a space for the other to change. Forgiveness is an act of self-sovereignty, born not from weakness, but from a deep knowing of our shared human frailty and divinity.
If everyone is acting under karma, what about evil deeds? Are people responsible?
Responsibility endures, even though karma is a force beneath the surface. To know karma is not to excuse harm, but to understand the wound behind the wound. Each soul operates from a mix of inherited patterns and present consciousness. The greater the awareness, the greater our accountability to ourselves and others. Evil actions can never be justified by fate. Our task is to recognize our freedom to choose differently in each moment, and to respond to harm with truth and justice, not blame, but the wish for all involved to awaken.
How do I know when I'm acting out of karma or genuine choice?
Genuine choice is birthed from presence, from the inner witness that sees your thoughts and motives, not blindly, but with gentle curiosity. If you are compelled, reacting without pause, you are likely in the grip of an old pattern. When you pause, breathe, feel the present moment, and ask yourself, what does my heart, my deepest being, wish now? There is space for new choice. The more you practice this inner witnessing, the more your freedom grows. Karma is strong, but awareness is the light that reveals the hidden levers.
Is there such a thing as collective karma? Whole nations or families carrying the same fate?
Indeed. Just as individuals carry karma, so too do families, tribes, nations, even humanity as a whole. These collectives inherit shared stories, wounds, and unconscious agreements, often manifesting as repeated cycles of war, oppression, or ancestral trauma. Collective karma can feel impersonal and immense, but every conscious choice we make as individuals plants seeds for collective renewal. When we heal our own threads, we subtly release knots in the larger fabric. Thus, your personal work is a gift to the whole.
Are some souls older and wiser because of how much karma they've worked through?
Yes, some souls carry a fragrance of ancient knowing, the result of having faced and embraced many lessons over lifetimes. Such souls may be drawn to solitude, service, or creativity, and radiate a quiet strength. Yet, soul age is not a badge. Wisdom arises from humbly needing our karma, not from mere duration. Some young souls are full of vitality and curiosity. Old souls may tire of the world and seek inward peace. All are valuable. The universe delights in every shade of soul.
If someone hurts me, should I assume it's my karma, or stand up for myself?
The wise balance is both. If you are harmed, do not fall into spiritual bypass, numbing or denying your pain by blaming yourself alone. Such passivity breeds more wounding. Instead, honor your boundaries, speak your truth, and take loving action to protect yourself. At the same time, reflect gently, what in you allowed this pattern, and what might you learn or release? To respond with both justice and compassion, to yourself and others, is the highest human art.
How do I break a family karmic cycle I see repeating for generations?
The first step is awareness, seeing the pattern clearly, without judgment or denial. Next, bring radical compassion to the pain beneath the pattern, yours and your ancestors. Often, family karma is passed through silence or secrecy. Naming the truth, grieving what was lost or done, begins to free the energy held in shadow. Ritual, therapy, or heartfelt dialogue with those involved can help. Finally, choose differently, act, speak, or love in a new way, no matter how small. By healing yourself, you become the ancestor who ends the cycle.
If my thoughts create karma, am I in constant danger of creating suffering?
Thoughts have power, but not every fleeting notion sows karmic seeds. It is your intention and the energy behind your thoughts, when repeated with emotional charge, that manifest as karma. Passing worries or negative musings rarely take root without action or deep investment. It is the patterns you inhabit, the judgments you cling to, that shape your path most. When you catch yourself in negativity, pause, bring in light, and gently redirect. Your heart's intention is the gardener, tend it with mindfulness and warmth.
Does meditation help in working out karma?
Meditation, when sincere, is a sacred tool for unraveling karma. In silence, you watch the play of thoughts and feelings without identifying with them. Over time, unconscious patterns surface for gentle observation and release. Meditation strengthens your capacity for presence, loosens your compulsion to react, and reveals the deeper self beyond karma's grip. It does not erase all pain overnight, but softens resistance and calls forth guidance. It is an invitation to sit, face yourself honestly, and remember the source of all freedom.
How do I handle guilt from past mistakes, especially if I can't make amends?
Guilt, when held with awareness, is the soul's longing for integrity. If amends are possible, offer them with humility. If not, let remorse become inner fuel for transformation. Visualize the one you harmed, send them love or prayers for their well-being. Learn deeply from the mistake, commit to choosing differently when the wound resurfaces. Forgive yourself as you would a dear friend, knowing that the inward act of honest regret, followed by changed conduct, sweetens your karma and restores the broken circle in unseen ways.
Are there karmic relationships, people I am destined to meet?
Absolutely. Some souls travel together across lifetimes, drawn like magnets by unfinished stories, lessons, or acts of grace awaiting completion. Such relationships may feel fated, intense, challenging, or endlessly familiar. The point is not merely to fulfill a script, but to awaken, to see, heal, and complete the old pattern, and, if possible, to love beyond condition. Karmic relationships are invitations to break free, not walls to be prisoners within. Meeting them with consciousness turns fate into freedom.
Do children inherit the karma of their parents?
Children arrive with their own soul patterns, but often choose families vibrationally aligned with the lessons they seek. Thus, family systems pass on not only genes but unresolved energies, unspoken beliefs, and emotional habits. This inheritance is not a sentence, but an opportunity. Children may repeat parental patterns or rise as healers, breaking the chain. The day you awaken, you cease being merely an inheritor and become a creator.
If I become enlightened, does karma still affect me?
Enlightenment is the full awakening from identification with individual stories. For the enlightened, karma may still play out physically, seeds sown still bear fruit, but the wise no longer cling to the self that suffers or enjoys the effects. Actions then flow from a serene clarity, free from compulsion or reactivity. In such a state, old karma burns up like mist before the sun. The liberated are not exempt from consequences, but rest in the peace beyond cause and effect.
What's the difference between karma and fate? Are they the same?
Fate is the broad outline of your life story, the terrain given, the family, the era, the major events seated before birth. Karma is the law of cause and effect that shapes this terrain, why certain events recur, why particular challenges arise. Fate is the game board. Karma explains why your pieces are where they are, and why some moves echo through time. Yet, how you play your approach, your choices, your heart's alchemy infuses fate with freedom.
Why do spiritual masters sometimes experience hardship? Haven't they worked out their karma?
Masters are not immune to worldly sorrow. In fact, many choose hardship as the soil of their own compassion, or to release the pain of the wider world. Sometimes, their suffering is not personal karma, but a sharing in collective burdens. What sets them apart is not a life free from difficulty, but their unwavering presence and capacity to transmute pain into love. For the awakened, all experience is fuel for inner fire.
Is destiny set in stone, or can it be changed by our choices?
Destiny is not fixed like marble, but malleable like clay. The deeper blueprint, the general arc, may be set, but within it, countless crossroads appear. Every conscious choice, every act of love, courage, or forgiveness, subtly rewrites your personal myth. To know this is to dance between humility and sovereignty, some forces you cannot control, but within every turning, you are invited to co-create with spirit. Freedom lies in engaging the dance, not in escaping the music.
Sometimes I feel overwhelmed. How can I start untangling my own karmic knots?
Start simply. Notice what repeats, especially in moments of tension or heartache. With each awareness, pause, breathe, offer compassion to yourself. This, too, is part of my journey. Seek support, a trusted friend, mentor, or therapist if needed. Reflection, honest feeling, and gentle action are your tools. Do not seek to solve everything at once. Each knot, when met with presence, loosens in its own time. Trust the slow wisdom of your heart. Tonight, as our dialogue comes to close, here is one living practice. Whenever you face a choice, pause gently, breathe, and ask yourself, am I acting from an old pattern, or from the truth and kindness of my heart? Let this simple question illumine your next step, no matter how small. One new choice is enough to shift a lifetime's tide. If this conversation sparks something in you, please like, comment, or share your thoughts below. Your voice keeps this circle alive.